Hey everybody, it's Cindy over at paper.old.new. Welcome back to my channel, and thanks for stopping by and spending some time with me today. I am working on, this is a pick a project video, and since I'm restarting the series, we're still in the beginnings of this, we're going to be starting lots of new projects. So while I was on my hiatus, I watched some videos. This one happens to be, I ran across Tina over at Shabby Dabby Doodah breaking down one of these Victorian photograph albums. So it's one of these with the pages that have the picture slots in them. And I was like, I have one of those. I bought it a long time ago. It's been here forever. This one says 1997, 1999, so late 90s. I thought, wow, okay, so we can turn this into some pages to put into an album. So that's what I thought we would get started on today. And the first thing we have to do, which is why the box cutter is here, is get this out of its binding. So we're going to cut the page stack away from the cover. I don't know that I'm going to use this cover for this book because I think with the nature of these pages and adding paper and all this kind of stuff, it's going to get really fat. So I don't know that, and this is a decent sized book, and if I made a journal this size, I might not make it any bigger than this. This cover is in really great shape. It's got a nice hard spine. So I would probably keep this cover as is. It even has a tie closure. What's not to love? And then just cover it with, fabric and stuff, and then make a big journal using it as is. So we're going to set this off to the side. This is going to go in my cover box because I do have one of those. And we're going to start pulling these pages apart and getting started with this journal. Like I said, pick a project. So this is going to be the initial beginnings of getting this project started. I don't know if anybody has seen Tina's, I think YouTube says she did this a year ago. So I will try and link it's not a playlist. She didn't put it in a playlist. It's about 4 videos. I will link the first one, and then I think if you watch it, it recommends the others. And this is basically what she did. The first one is she went through and cut all of these pages apart. Now, I thought this would be a great project. It gets this out of my stash. We're going to use up scrapbook paper. I'm not going to be printing any digitals or anything like that, but anything that I have in my stash is, of course, ready to use for this. We are trying to do some of these first picker projects for this go round are going to be like that. I'm going to try and be using up stuff that I have tucked into corners and, all that sort of thing. So, yeah, and I don't know how well this is going to work for mine. Hers were decorated a little different, but her thought behind some of this was to these ones with the smaller windows was to take them apart and make cards and tags out of them. So I don't know. We'll have to see, because the imagery around framing these is kind of, what do you want to call it? I would have to cut it, and not that that's a bad thing. It can be like the corner of something. But that has to be something that we keep in mind when we're doing this. The other thing is these are a lot like the Olexy books, which you've seen me break down the Olexy books. One of the making with my mess videos we're going to do. I'm always talking back and forth about these series, I know. We are going to pull those out and work on turning them into pages, turning them into signatures, turning them into ephemera, whatever. That's going to be something that we do. I don't know when, so I can't tell you that, but all right, so this is how far we get. Now, these, of course, separate because you have to be able to get a photo in there. And I'm not sure how well, I mean, they should peel apart, but there is a piece in there. Oh, see, that one's starting to tear. Okay, and we don't want them to become too thin. Although we are going to back them, I don't want them to be... It's almost like you need like a little spatula or something. Because there are spots where it doesn't tear evenly away from the, see? So now there's a thin spot there. So we'll have to figure out how to patch that. Or maybe it'll get cut off when we trim the pages. Because we are going to trim these down a little bit. Mine don't have a lot of space to trim off, but we are going to try and trim them down. I don't know about this one. I'm going to set it off to the side just because... Oh, and that's the one with the thin spot in it. Because this one doesn't have a frame. Now, if I get real industrious, I do have an oval cutter. I can cut that out and make this a frame. But not today. Okay, so the idea behind this being, let's get this one. Actually, let's do some of the big ones. Let's separate out until we figure out what we're doing with the little ones. Let's separate out the big ones. So the idea of separating this, of course, is you're going to put this in your book. Oh, I didn't separate a big one yet. And of course, you don't want that tattered, torn up white back, right? Now I only have 4 big ones. I want to say she had 6, maybe. I'm not sure, but so don't quote me on that. All right, we're going to pull these apart and I will see you on the other side. So we have all of the pages separated. They are not all the same size. As you can see, I cut some of them. I discovered that just cut it, since I'm going to have to cut them down anyway, trimming off the glued together edge was easier than trying to tear them apart. So we're done with that part. Now, the other thing that we have to do is I'm going to get my smallest pages, which I think are these. And we're going to measure these. The only reason I want to go through this step, and I may do it, I may speed run you through it again. The only reason I want to do this next is because I don't want to waste scrapbook paper. So if we back these, I want to back them and then not cut a bunch off as waste. Because hopefully we'll be able to use some of the scrapbook paper for tags and ephemera in the book. Or pages, or whatever. So we have cut this down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 3/4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's about 7 inches by 9 3/4. So let's see what we've got here. Is this one 7 inches? It is about 7 inches. And it is about 9 3/4. So they were probably back to back, and that's why they're the same size. Okay, again, all of our pages. Now, of course, since I've separated them, we have 8, right? And as you can tell, these are not. Now, the idea behind a lot of things that are single page like this is ring binding. I'm either going to do one of two things. I'm either going to do a version of tab binding, or we're going to make the scrapbook paper a little bit longer for each one and then glue them together and then sew them at the spot where the pages overlap. So that's my thought. We will get into that in a little bit. Right now, what we are going to do is we are going to look through this paper. What I like about this paper is it's double-sided. Yay! So we can make our pages. So we can see this through a window, or we can make this through the window. I think, and I feel like the colors in this go really well. So like, I really like that. And yeah, we're going to have a little bit of waste just because it would be nice if I could center that up. I suppose I could do it that way. Nope, it's got to be the whole thing. So I'd have to do it centered here. But that gives me enough on either side for tags and whatnot. Okay, the other thought I had was she was either gluing them down so that this was a pocket, which is a cool idea, or she was just gluing it flat. Now, I had a thought that we would try gluing it so that there's a gap here, but I don't know if once this is glued, you would be able to get anything in there. I'm assuming you would, but you never know. So let's go ahead and glue it down, let it dry, and find out. Because everything will be glued, but it'll only be glued here so that there's a pocket below that window. Okay, we're going to try it. If it doesn't work and you can't get anything in the pocket, then you've lost nothing. You just have a gap there that isn't glued down, but the rest of it will be glued and attached. So it'll be all right. So let's get started on our first one. I'm kind of excited to get this started. Like I said, I brought this down here and put it in my stash with the idea of trying to figure out how to make a junk journal out of it. And then I was watching, like I said, I would be around watching videos and doing whatever. During my hiatus, I watched Tina's little thing where she did this. And I was like, oh, I'm not the only one who has one of these and wants to turn it into a junk journal. All right, so we're going to put a line right down like that for this side of the pocket and a line down like that for this side of the pocket. And then we'll glue everything else. So yeah, if you guys have one of these books, I hope that you'll maybe either go over and watch Tina's video or, you know, come with me on this journey and we'll turn these into something really nice, hopefully. All right, so let's put this one down and we will have our first. I'm trying to kind of center it so that the stripe is the same all the way through. Plus the lines help me make it straight. So yeah, there's that too. Okay, and then what I'll do is I'll turn it over to make sure it's flat. This is a pretty good cardstock, so it's not like it's gonna you're not gonna feel the glue through this, but I just want to make sure that all the glue is spread out and where it needs to be. Now, my idea for once these dry, I'm not going to do it right this minute, but my idea for this would be then to either leave a piece on one side or the other. And of course, you're going to have to do like opposites, right? So you'll have to have 4 with it on this side and 4 with it on this side so that you can overlap them, glue them together, and then this becomes, and then you just have to make sure it's not a really big overlap because you only need enough to sew into the signature and you don't necessarily want, I don't know. Like I said, I've never done it before, so we're just going to see if we can figure it out. All right, let's set this one off to the side and let it dry and figure out what we want to put in the window of the next one. Take that off of there. And I've got lots of paper here, so we can do something like that. That actually kind of goes really well. With the oval ones, I'm thinking these would make good side or top load pockets. I feel like it's going to be kind of odd to try and make that a pocket. Difficult to get things in and out of is what I mean. Okay, so we just did one with stripes, so I don't know. No, I don't like that. Okay, let's set that one off to the side because we like that. I don't think I'm going to, although I don't hate that. So that might look good in a window. And we have duplicates. I don't know if you noticed when I was cutting, there's only like 2 or 3 designs. So the pages are very similar. Okay, so that's leaves. This is also leaves. Nothing that I have like just overwhelmingly fallen in love with yet. There's another one of our stripes. Here's a plaid. I kind of like that. It's got some of the oranges in it. So that's kind of nice. We just did this one. We could put roses in one of them. I do not think this one. Nope. Don't like that at all. Okay, for the ones I've already looked at. Okay, polka dots. I do like that. We might use that on something. Oh, here we go. We could do something like this. Look at that. I kind of like that. I shouldn't even be doing this. I liked that one and I should have just stuck with it because now this is going to be... I also have to keep in mind that it has to be on the So it would be like that, because it has to be on the page. I have to get the whole thing. And that can be about the width of the overlap. I'm afraid to make the overlap too small, but I don't want it to be too big either. Although if it's too big, I suppose I could like stick a ruffle down in it once the book is sewn together. Like glue a ruffle down in there to kind of fill it in. So I would rather it too big than too small. Let's say that. Okay, that one and that one are the same. Ooh, look, blue. I don't know about that. I don't know if I have any pages that this will go with. Oh, we're going to definitely set those off to the side. Okay, we did the leaves already, right? I'm trying to see if we got some different ones down here. Hold on. I should pair these up so that I'm not... Ooh, I like that one. Okay. Probably not this side. I do like the polka dots, though. Not the blue. Maybe this. Although, if I do that, that puts a blue page in the book. But it does go with the rest of the paper, so it's not like I am pretty sure... Let's check to make sure. I am pretty sure... Well, there's a little bit of light blue in this butterfly. And there's blue in these flowers, so I lied. There is blue. So we could use the blue one. Do I only have the one of this? Okay, I only have one of that left. And then I have this polka dots. You know me and polka dots, guys. I love polka dots. So, I don't know how... let's see how we like... I don't really like that as the center of any of them. So if I use this as a center, it's going to be the polka dot side, and this can be the other side for writing or journaling or whatever. So, but I think we decided, yeah, I think we're going to do this one. Now I got to find my thing again. It was one of these ovals. And this time I'm going to glue it. This one doesn't have the stripes or anything. And I think I'm going to leave about, like I said, rather bigger than smaller. I'm really leaning toward trying to do this with because the worst thing that happens if I try it and it doesn't work, I take it apart and I cut these off. And then I do go to the tabs. I would rather have tried it and it be unsuccessful than to have just said, oh, that's not going to work, and not tried it. Does that make sense? Okay. Well, anyway. All right, and this one we're going to glue down. I think we'll do a side tuck, because the side of this... I was going to say the side of this was nice and smooth. This must not be the one I had. Let me see. Is the other one... The other one didn't have anything that might catch. Yeah, this one does not have anything on it that would catch. So let's go ahead and put this down as a side load pocket. And I'm going to do a rather wide, not real wide, but, you know, the pocket is plenty big. So it's not like I'm worried about losing real estate in this pocket. What I do want is since this is kind of this is more of a cardboard than a cardstock. And we're going to be sliding things in and out of it, and it's going to be sitting pretty flat, and it's not as flexible. I do not want it to peel away from the paper. So I want to have a nice, good, good seal. Okay. By the way, guys, I know I say this a lot, but just in case, it's laundry day, so if you're hearing my washing machine, I say it in the video, and then sometimes I listen to it when I'm editing, and you don't hear it. You can't hear it in there. So I hope that that's true this time too, but okay. So then the idea behind this is going to be, I need another one that has, that moved. Oh, well. I'll need another one that has one on this side so that I can put them together and, you know, make a folio sheet out of them. All right, so we're going to put this one up. Now, I want this to be an outside page. Well, I guess... which it is, because this is where I put my... Don't listen to me. I'm just rambling. Okay. Let's do some polka dots. I like this one, right? Let's do some polka dots in... All my rectangular ones are the same. I like the polka dots in here. When I say catching, I don't know if you can see the raggedy edges here, and there's like a piece of the glue strip that didn't get cut off, and there's raggedy edges at the bottom. I don't want that to be the edge of a pocket because I don't want it to catch on anything. The square ones, I'm wondering if I should wait on the square ones and see if this pocket thing works that I'm doing with these pockets. I really like that idea. I'm like all excited. I hope it works. Actually, you think it's dried enough? Let's try it and see what happens. I just need something to stick in it. It would have to be a little thinner than that, but there's the idea. Because the glue smushed in, so. Look at that, guys. And it's about that, so you could make it tall. You could make whatever you put in there taller. A little thin, a little more narrow than 3 inches for this particular page, but it works. And the reason I tested it is because I'm going to do it with all the rectangle ones. I like the idea. I think it's cool. So let's go up and around. Get the glue balls off the end of my glue bottle. And we'll go up and around this one. And maybe I can go out a little wider. Just to give myself a little more. I mean, the corners are going to be glued down, so I don't really know. That helped any. Unless I wipe that corner before I glue this. Which, I mean, I suppose I could. I've gotten to the point where I hate having the glue on my fingers. That's still going to stick. Okay, well, we're going to put it down. Let me get my paper back over here so I can see my inch. Okay. And even if I don't get a lot of width out of that pocket, I mean, it can be a little, 2 3/4 inch bookmark, tall, skinny tag, whatever. Okay. So there's that one. Now I've done, how many of the rectangle ones do I have? Just the 3. We're going to do the other rectangle because I think what I want to do, let's see, can we put it in here? Yeah, let's put it on here. I think what I want to do is I'm going to make this one an inch on this side because I think those two are going to be an inch on the other side. So that all of these aren't facing the same way. right? Ooh, that's really thin there. Okay. Let's try this a little different this time. I did it again, though. You're still only going to be able to get into that corner. I don't know. We'll see. All the way across. I'm hoping that at least it won't be as tight then anyway. Go up and around. All over here. Down this side. This is going to have a thick end and a thin end. I probably should have peeled that first. And I haven't glued it down, so I still could, but I'm like, really don't want to get glue on my fingers. Okay. I think it'll be all right. Okay, so my inch is right about there. I like it. This album is very much like mostly fallish colors, or what colors we mostly associate with fall, right? These, I mean. Okay. Oh. Some glue up there. All right. Oh no. It's beginning, guys. My last mat, I replaced it because it just looked hideous. Okay, so we've done these 3. 2 to the left and 1 to the right. And now I'm going to keep track of the ovals. It's going to be a little harder because I have 8, but I only have 1 to this side so far, which means I need 3 of these to go that way and 1 of them to go that way. All right, but I don't want both of them the same going that way. So let's do this, and then these 3 will go this way, right? So what do I want to do on this one? I do like my polka dots, guys. Wait. Never mind. I do like that. Okay, so this is the other one that we're going to do off to that side, right? Let's figure out what we've got. The top load should always be okay. Assuming I have it right side up. Why does that feel like that? The top load should always be okay because it was open in the book. There was no glue or anything there. That's how the pictures went in. So making a top load pocket should always be fine. That's a side. We'll make this one a top. So these are nice and quick because I only have to glue the... And I think all the ovals are going to be pockets, so the rest of this should go pretty quick. Okay, I'm right about my inch. Right. Okay, I do need to get a wipe because I'm getting glue everywhere. There's glue right on there. Get that off. Okay, let's turn it over and smush it down. Okay. And there's that one. All right, so now we have the other three and they need to be on this side. Let's go ahead and select all 3 pieces of paper. I liked this in here, so we might use this one for this. I don't even so much mind the purple in there because these are supposed to be Morning Glories or something. They have a little bit of dark purple in them. So we're going to do that with this one. My other blue one is going to be my struggle. Oh, and then I have this one, which is the same. Maybe we'll do one of the leaves like that. We already used this, so we won't use that again. And we already used this, so we won't do that again. Although when I do use it, it will be that side. We haven't used that. I'm wondering if this one... Nope. The changing colors on this one is what's making this one hard. Oh my goodness. I said I wasn't going to do this. So let me put that one there and we'll figure out what we're doing with this one. We want that. I have an oval with polka dots in it. How about that? It needs to... no, I don't think this is going to work. I can use those for cards. Look, I say this is going to speed up, and look what happens. Isn't that always the way? Oh my goodness, I can't get a hold of anything. Oh, so these are the same. Well, maybe I'll use... We already did that, so we're not doing that again. And the blue stripes must be on the back of something I already used. The blue and green. Oh no, I set them... Oh, you know what, guys? Maybe we'll do that on there. And these are our 3 that have to be on this side, right? Okay, so we'll do that one on there. And then this one on here or on here? I kind of like it on there. All right, we're going to do it on here. Although, do I still like it like that? Or is this going to be another one of those ones where I have to put it in the middle and then cut it the way I want it? I really like that though. You know what? We're just going to do it. All right. What are we doing with this one? Can this be a side load? Depends on how this comes off. Okay, let's put this down. This is going to be a side pocket. After all that hemming and hawing. So we're getting all the pages backed today. I know this wasn't like extremely exciting. And then in the next video for this particular book, I'll see, I with these pick-a-projects, I don't know if I said this before, but I do work on them off camera. So in the next video, if I've worked on it at all, I'll catch you up on where I am. Let's put all the same sides together. So this goes to this side. These are all going to be this side. And the reason I'm doing this is because I have these ones that I centered and I want to remember which side to cut. So those are going to that side. And I have 4. And these are going to this side, and I have 4. Okay, so that's that one. And then this one, we decided was going to be a... Look at me not remembering anything. That's good. Oh, this is the one I was going to put tape on and make a side because there's glue. And it's rubbery tacky, and I think things will definitely catch on that. Okay, so let's line this piece of paper up. So I've got my inch. And then we're going to put this one down. So some of them are pockets, like big full pockets, and some of them are just the frame part is the pocket, which I'm really glad that that worked. So I'm excited about that. And then, oh my goodness. I can't stay on the edge. I keep slipping off and going underneath and getting glue all over the top of the thing. My messes are completely my own. Okay, so we're going to put this down right about there. What do I do with my... There it is. Hiding underneath. There's some glue seeping out there, which I would rather it seep out the side than go into the pocket. So that's good. Let's turn it over. As you can see, I don't know how I'll handle this side of the page. It might go in just like this. I mean, I kind of like it. Now, some of the words are going to get cut off, but I still kind of like it. So that might go in just like it is. And then that's this side. And we have one more. And this is going to be a side pocket. This is the one I need to put the tape over the glue. I just don't want that. It still feels like slightly tacky. You know how they put like silicone and stuff on things to make them like not stick, but hold on something? Yeah, that's what it feels like. And I don't want it to hold anything that goes in there. So we're just going to put a piece of masking tape over the glue strip and hopefully... Why? Just cut the tape. Okay. And then it has to be on this side at our inch. So let's line up the paper so that I can see the inch. And then we're putting the glue down for that to be the open pocket. So, as I said, I hope you guys are enjoying these. I hope that that you liked these series and the fact that I brought them back. The Making with My Mess and the Picker Projects. These were mine that I don't want to say, I'm sure there's other people out there doing it, especially Making with My Mess. There's tons of people out there doing versions of it. They call it whatever they want to call it. And it's just basically using what you have, not going out and buying new stuff. So, and I am a big proponent of that right now because I have tons of excess stuff. So, like I said, I'm really excited to get this one started because I kept looking at this when I would like clean up my books or whatever, and this was tucked up there on the shelf, and I would look at it and I would go, I really want to take that apart. I really want to use it. I really want to. So I'm glad that we've started this project. I'm really excited about it. So those are our pages. We are going to do one last thing, and that is to cut one down before, actually, let's cut down one that I know has been sitting long enough to dry. How about that? Like, what was the first one we did? This one. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to measure so that this has its inch, and then we will cut the rest of it out by hand. Right? Okay. I need my long ruler. Okay, so we are going to, oh, actually, okay, it's right there, and it needs an inch, so we're going to cut it right there. The way I line this up, it's sitting at the 1/2 inch mark, so we're just going to work with it. Do it right like that. Okay. And that can be used as a page edge or something. I'm not going to necessarily toss it. It's just a really thin piece. Or I can use it to do a, ooh, you know what I haven't tried? Frankenpaper. So maybe we'll make some Frankenpaper for this book. That might be kind of fun. All right, so we're going to cut one out, see how it looks. This one's been sitting the longest. And of course, all of these will get embellished. I'm hoping to add, you know, texture, fabric, ruffles, lace. Now they are pretty thick. I mean, it's a cardboard, so it's probably good that there are only 8 of them, because that means that the book itself is not going to be able to have a ton of pages in it if I use all 8 of them in the same book. Okay, so that's what we have. And this would be the part that would overlap. So it would overlap like this. I know you guys understand what I'm talking about. So it would overlap like this. And then this would be the part that you sew in the signature, right? Right up the middle of there. And it would still give you a folio to sew in. So that's my idea. And of course, there'll be pages between there. So whether this and this match, I don't care. I will be like attaching them, trying to make it different every time, but I don't care if they match. But that's what it looks like. And then this is what the page will look like on the other side. And I'm really excited to get this started. I love the way that turned out. I love the way this turned out. I love the fact that I can stick something down in here and that that's a pocket. I love it. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this start of a new album using a Victorian photo album. And if you have one of these laying around, or you see one in a charity shop, a thrift store, then please, you know, pick it up and come along for the ride, and we'll have a lot of fun making these. I will see you guys in the next Picker Project. Bye-bye.